Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. For me, it is morning. It's still morning. It's about 9:30. Got a little bit of a later start today. Quite honestly, the time of filming, this is right before the daylight savings for us, and winter has just started, like the colder weather has started coming in, and it has just been so easy to sleep in and not want to get up because it's been so cold in the morning. Today I thought it would be fun to kind of clean the kitchen. I didn't think it would be fun to clean the kitchen. It's something that I have to do today, but I thought it would be fun to have you along with me again because I'm going to take some of what we have and try to save it up and not be wasteful. So I know I have maybe a couple other videos that are kind of like this, and every time we do, the kids are looking at a toy catalog. It's very exciting. Every time I do this, there's different stuff in here. So for instance, this morning I have already got my coffee going, but we made some muffins. I made some muffins for breakfast. We had some bananas that are getting soft, and I still have a bunch here that are softening. So I'm going to try to save those. I don't think that I'm going to bake with all of them. I think what I'm going to do is probably throw some in the freezer. They're a little too soft to dehydrate, but I do have my dehydrator going in the back, and I will show you what I was doing with that, and then just kind of show you everything else that I'm going to see what I can save from our scraps. So if that's something you like to watch, make sure you stay tuned. Okay, I know it's probably kind of a weird angle, but I have my dehydrator going back here. It has been, I had some apple slices. I bought one of those like small bags from the grocery store. I think it's like a 3-pound bag, but it only has like maybe 5 apples in it. I don't know, it always surprises me how few apples are in there, how many pounds it takes. Anyways, I digress. I put it on yesterday and it was on for about 11 hours, but I didn't feel like it was done enough, so I just turned it off rather than let it go all night long. So I shut it off, and then I turned it back on when I got up this morning, or when I came downstairs, and it's been on for almost another 4 hours. So let's check and see. I have switched the trays around because I don't have a super fancy dehydrator. In fact, this dehydrator was from when we lived in California and we had at Aldi's. They had dehydrators for sale once, and we picked one up. So that's what this is. So this one is just, let me see if I can turn around, you can see the actual brand name there without knocking everything over. I think it's pronounced Ambiano, and it just has an on-off switch and low, medium, high. So I have it, I've had it on, I think I had it like somewhere between medium and high. So I actually don't know what the exact temperature of that is. But here's how my apples are looking, the slices. They're still like, they're not crisp. They're kind of soft to bend, and I'm not sure that that's how they're supposed to be. I actually don't expect that these will last very long. I think my kids will snack on them and eat them right up. I didn't do anything but cut them small, slice them really thin with a knife, and then I put it in, I had a little bowl of water with just a splash of lemon juice in it, and I kind of tossed them around in that bowl, and then I stuck them in here. So actually, let me take it to the kids and see, have them taste it. My 2 littles are sitting here, and see what they think, if they think it needs more time, or if they're like, that's good, take it off. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. I don't know why you got up. Okay, yes, I heard you say that a lot of times. Okay, taste it. You want to taste it?
Good.
What do you think of them?
Good.
Good? What do you think?
Good.
They're good? Like that? Or do you think they need to crisp up more?
It's good and crisp.
So it's good crisp? It has a good crispness to it already, or you think it needs to be more?
It's good. Like this.
Okay. All right. So they feel like it's good at that level. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off and then just put it into a jar for now because, like I said, they're probably going to snack on them today and tomorrow. I don't expect these to last me even through the weekend. So it's going to go pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and then put them in a jar, like I said, or a bowl for them to snack on throughout this weekend. And I have actually like done next to nothing in the kitchen today, and it is already going to be lunchtime. So let's get dinner in the slow cooker before it gets too late, and then let's also get to cleaning the kitchen or doing something in there. So no. I have two chicken breasts in here, and we're gonna make cranberry chicken. I had half a bag of cranberries that I had tossed in the freezer, so that's also gonna go in there along with. I will link, if I can, the recipe for this down below. It is from New Leaf Wellness, but we're also gonna let's put in a 1/4 cup of water first before I put those cranberries in. This is a little cloudy because I've melted some coconut oil in here this morning, but I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in anyways. I don't mind that there was the coconut in there, coconut oil. And then it also calls for onion soup mix. So I have this one that we've made from Wellness Mama. I'm gonna dump that in. Toss the cranberries in, and then it says 3/4 cups of sugar. I think I might do that later. I'm not gonna do that just yet because I'm gonna let this go. See if I can get this chicken, this bigger piece to, there we go. That way more of the chicken is actually. All right, and then I have it on high because the chicken is not thawed all the way. So I'm gonna let that go. Then I'm gonna get lunch ready too. Honestly, I think I'm just making a bigger mess instead of cleaning up the kitchen. Yeah. It's 1 o'clock. I don't even remember what time I started this video, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna clean the kitchen. We're gonna get organized. We're gonna do all the things. And I've done, I don't wanna say I've done nothing because I've made lunch for me and my kiddos. My kiddos have peanut butter and jelly, and some of them had veggie sticks. Some of them had some more apple crisps, the dehydrated apples that we've done. I finished up the dehydrated apples. I just have to put them away, but honestly, we've already gone through 1.5 of them. And then I warmed up some soup for me to have for lunch, and that was probably a rookie mistake right there because now I'm tired and all I really want to do is curl up with a blanket and read a book because dinner's in the slow cooker. So if it cooks away, all I'll have to do is make some like maybe potatoes for dinner. But I'm going to go at least tackle this fridge. So let's do this. Okay, it's not the prettiest drink, but I think the matcha tea in here really helps give me a little boost of energy in it. And then I know some people are like, green drinks don't work, green powders or whatever, but I honestly feel a little better after I have it. So if it works in only my head, that's good enough for me. So I'm gonna sip on this, and then really, I'm gonna tackle this fridge. Also, I'm a weirdo, and I don't really think the taste is that bad. Now granted, I did put this in like 32 ounces of cold water. But I don't think the taste is bad. So let's get to it. Applesauce, still good. Yes. I love this applesauce. I think I've made it online before, but if I have it in another video, I will go ahead and link it. My little one's coming running because he loves applesauce. But this one, I will link the recipe for you down below. It's from Natural Nurture, and she uses butternut squash and carrots with it, and there's no added sugar, and it is, I will link that down below. I have a little one asking for some, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him have a little bit, and then I'm gonna freeze the rest. Okay, I'm gonna turn you around here so you can see my island and what I've taken out of the fridge, but basically all I did was pull out whatever leftovers we had in here, with the exception of, like I have a little bit of macaroni and cheese here, and I just made that, and I think that my kids will probably eat it within, if not today for snack, probably tomorrow. So I'm just gonna leave that in there because I'm not gonna freeze it. They're gonna eat it right away. We have 1 croissant. I left that up here. I'm gonna see if my husband wants to take it to work tomorrow for breakfast. And if he doesn't, then I will go ahead and make it into a ham and cheese croissant. I'm gonna make it into a ham and cheese croissant for him anyways, but if he doesn't take it tomorrow, I will wrap it and freeze it, and then he'll just have it for another time. And then in this small little container, I don't know if you can see it here, it just has a little bit of cut cabbage and radishes from soup when we had made some we had made pozole, and so that's kind of the toppings we put on it. So that's a little bit there. I am going to freeze this last bit of the pozole though, because we made it. I don't want it to go bad. So I think it's time it needs to get into the freezer before it gets yucky. And then I also left, we had some powdered milk in our freezer. We had powdered milk that I had purchased way back when, let me close this door, way back when in our very first Azure order, and it was gonna go bad like in a week or two. I still have like a week or two left on it. So I've been making a jar at a time for me and the kids, and it's actually worked out really well because it's stretched our almond milk to last us a little longer, which we were going through super quickly, but also we've been having tea time now that it's gotten colder, and we've been having foam with it and using that milk, and so it's been great for that. And also I realized the milk that we got from Azure Standard, and it doesn't, it's certainly when you make it, it has that powdered milk smell. I don't know if any of you have ever had that before, but when you drink it, it tastes just like regular milk. So it was good. So let me turn you around and show you what I have here on my messy counter. So here's kind of what I took out. We had purchased these. These are garlic bread, and I actually had used them and made sandwiches on them for the kids and my husband one night. We made like Philly cheese steaks, and so we ended up using these, and it turned out great because it just had that extra garlic on it. But I think we had purchased these. It was like a day-old sale. It was reduced. So these we haven't eaten, but they've been in the fridge. I think I'm going to go ahead and put them into the freezer, and then we can use this for a quick lunch one day. We can have these as like pizzas, so I can slice them open in half, and then we can have them as pizzas if we wanted to, because it's already got that garlic and good flavor in there. So this is going to get thrown into the freezer, and I'm going to throw it in just like this, in the bread bag that it comes in. I'm not going to wrap it again. That's usually how I throw bread in the freezer, and it's been okay for us. This, unfortunately, is going to have to go down the drain. There's not, thankfully, too much left in there, but it was not put away right. It wasn't closed all the way, and this one, it actually was not one of our favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. I'm gonna throw it down the drain, but I'm going to wash it, and I'm actually going to keep the glass thing for when we have the jar, so when we make our own dressings and stuff like that, we have a jar. So unfortunately, that little bit is going to go to waste. Also going to waste is one of our yogurts. It says it's past its prime, just one, and I did notice that some of the other ones are getting close to it, so I'm going to put a reminder on my phone the day before they all go bad to toss them into the freezer. Actually, let me do that now before I forget. Just kidding. I have until the end of next month until they go bad. So I'm going to leave them in there. I think we'll go through them. We have a couple of radishes that were left in there, but they don't look too good. So I'm going to slice them, and I'm going to see if I can put them in the dehydrator since I have it out. I'm going to throw them in and see if they'll work. The same thing with these pineapple chunks that we have. Usually I would throw these in the freezer too, and we would just use them up with smoothies. But since the dehydrator's out, I'm kind of curious to see if they will dehydrate. So I'm going to throw both of these in on separate trays. I have some cranberry juice that is going to go bad in like a day or two. So I'm going to make these into ice cubes. And so I'll put them in the ice cube trays. And then they'll go in the freezer, and I'll have cranberry juice cubes, and I can either drink that with like sparkling water, or if we want to be fancy and have champagne, we can do that too, but probably most likely with some sparkling water, because I like the taste of cranberry juice. So that we are going to save. We didn't get to this in time. It's just a tiny bit left, and it's kind of discoloring and stuff. It's cookie dough. So I think we're unfortunately going to have to toss this, but I am going to save the container. I'm going to wash it because it is a pretty good container, so I'm going to save that. I also didn't see at the back of our fridge, this got shoved back there, and I can't even remember when I cooked it, so unfortunately we're going to lose that too. This is dressing that was opened from something, and we haven't used it up, so we're going to toss the rest of that. This we got it with our Thrive order, and it just got overlooked. Again, it got thrown around to the back of the fridge, and we didn't get to it in time, so unfortunately we're going to have to lose this too. So far, this is my lose pile. This little section here. So this here so far is what I'm losing. This is what I'm going to be freezing. I kind of have some stuff thrown here. This is going to be dehydrated. This is going to be frozen. This is that applesauce. I'm going to see. These are dates that I've had. They still look pretty good, but I think I'm going to put them, I'm going to cut them and pit them and then put them in the freezer in little vacuum seal bags, so that when I want to make like date bars or something like that for my husband, or just sweeten up something, I don't have to like open the whole container. Or maybe what I'll do is just flash freeze them after I do it. I know technically it's not flash freezing because my freezer doesn't reach that temp, but I'm gonna lay it out on a tray and freeze them like that, and then put them all in a baggie. Again, this is trash. We just condensed the butter up. And then I had a little bit of, this was like chicken fajitas. And so I'm gonna put this together with something else for my husband to make a lunch meal prep for him. These are a tiny bit of greens that we had. I had made some green cubes, and this was a little bit left, and I just haven't put in my ice cube tray, so that's gonna get frozen as well. This was, we had made some Trader Joe's orange chicken, and I didn't see that it said keep frozen on it, and I had it in the fridge, so unfortunately we're gonna have to toss that too. And then I just have 2 packs of hot dogs that we're gonna go, that we had in there, but we haven't been making them, so I'm gonna put them in the freezer. It doesn't take long for these to defrost at all, but I don't wanna lose those. Same with this. I have purchased these from Costco, and I only have like a day or two to use them or freeze them, so I'm gonna go throw them in the freezer because these are delicious as well. So let me start packaging this all up. Oh, I also had a bag of cranberries in there. It says to wash and rinse before using, so I think I will go ahead. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wash them, rinse them off, and then I'm gonna save it in 2 separate smaller bags because this is 2 pounds of cranberries. So I'm gonna put that into wash too. I also have a sink full of dishes going, but I'm going to leave those for now until I'm done with my cleaning out of the refrigerator, so that, because I know I'll probably have some more in there when I'm done. This little thing is great. It's from IKEA. It's just a little sink drainer thingy, strainer. I don't know. Yeah, the words. They're not. So I'm actually going to let these sit for a little bit until I have some more counter space to lay them out to dry, but I'm going to let them just sit in here for now. I'm also taking out my planner that has my freezer inventory because I just threw in the hot dogs and the other sausages, and I wanted to update that as I go because that's how I get so far behind on my inventory, just tossing things in here or there and not counting it. Or not, when I'm pulling stuff out, not counting that either. In fact, I did end up taking out 2 packs of ground beef because that's for later this weekend. So let me mark that down too. So that way you don't have to do inventory as frequently. Typically I was doing inventory on my outside freezer like once a month, but honestly even that was just a little too much. So this one is from I dated it. This one is from the end of September, and right now at filming it is the end of October. Hopefully I can keep it up to date enough where it'll last me at least until November, but we'll see. So another little tip, just have out your inventory sheet if you have an inventory sheet done. If you don't, maybe consider doing a quick inventory first and then adding to it as you go along. I also had this can of green enchilada sauce in there. So what I'm gonna do when I do the soup, so when I save this soup, this is the soup that I made for lunch today. So I didn't finish it all, so I just put the little bit in there. But I'm gonna put a little bit of the green sauce in first. When I make it, I don't add in the green sauce because my younger kids don't like the spice of it. So we just eat it white or clear, however you call it. And then we add in the chili for my older son if he feels like it, and then my husband and I also if we want to. But since I'm freezing this, and I know they're probably not going to want to eat it, it'll probably end up being me that eats this. I'm going to go ahead and put the green sauce in now, and then put in the soup to freeze. Oops. Okay, so I turned this way so that just for space right now, but I have a tiny bit of this green sauce left, and it doesn't really fit in here. So I'm going to, I have this kind of like instant rice, frozen instant rice that's been sitting in our freezer for a little while. So I'm going to open it and put some in here. And then I'm going to put in the rest of this chicken fajitas. So it was just peppers, bell peppers and onion, and then chicken. And it had like taco seasoning, I think. And then it's a little bit more watery because we made it in the Instant Pot and I added a cup of water so it wouldn't burn. But I'm going to put that all in. And I think that broth from this, as well as the tiny bit of green sauce I have left, will make for a really yummy meal for him. And I think that it'll be totally enough liquid for it to cook. He doesn't microwave it. We put it in a Hot Logic and it does kind of like this hot plate cooking thing. And so it'll be enough time for the rice and everything to cook. So none of that went to waste. I had a little bit of broccoli rice that I had done from some broccoli stems actually. I just threw it in the food processor and riced it up. So I'm going to cut a couple of chunks off and put that in there too for him. And that we have a little bit more veggies in here. I just have like this tiny bit left in here. I don't know if you can even kind of tell. So I asked my oldest son and he's going to eat that for me so I don't have to overflow these anymore. So put that away and he can have that. I'm going to put this in the freezer just like this to freeze, and then I will pop them out when they're frozen. Okay, so now I have my ice cube trays out. I'm going to do a couple of the green cubes. And these I like to put in our smoothies. When we're making smoothies, it is just like a pack of kale, spinach. They're sold as a pack of power greens, I think is what it says. And then I blend it with coconut water and just drop a couple of these cubes in the tray. And we have like a whole good potent amount of super greens in there for us. And you can really barely even taste it. Okay, now I'm going to do the dates. You can see I already started taking these apart, and my little man wanted to taste these, so I'm just going to cut them, and the only reason that I'm going to cut them open is to take the seeds out, because I think it'll be easier to work with that way. Okay, I have just this little, actually I don't think I need this cutting board under it. But I have this drying rack, or cooling rack, and I'm just going to put a little dish towel over it and put my cranberries on top, spread them out a little bit more so that they can dry a little bit better. So I don't think they're all going to fit, but we can do them in batches to kind of dry out here. So as I am going along and kind of getting the stuff done little by little, I am rinsing dishes and putting them in the dishwasher as I go along so that it won't be so much for me. There's a couple things that can't go in the dishwasher, like that salad dressing jar, and some of like the plastic lids that I use for the mason jars. I hand wash those. So those things are like soaking in the sink for me, but the rest of the stuff that was in the sink and can be dishwashed, I am putting in the dishwasher. And then as I go through and clean out the glass jars, making sure to rinse those really well and put them in the dishwasher too, so that it's a little bit less for me to do. I think all I have left to do is decide if I want to dehydrate the pineapples and radishes. I And then I also have some bananas that are really soft, and I'm trying to decide if I want to freeze those or smash them first and then freeze them that way. Sorry, my little man is supposed to be cleaning up his area and he is not happy about that. So there's mom life happening next to me too. So, okay, let's see. Let's get the rest of this done. So we had purchased this the last time, one of the last times we went to Costco for our smoothies. We decided to go with a little bit of a different flavoring for our smoothies. Usually we buy, I think, like blueberries. And my kids wanted to try this, but this has pineapple in it. So I'm gonna put this pineapple in here. I'm gonna just take the actual pineapples and toss them in. I'm not going to even worry about, because that's all kind of sticking anyway, so we'd have to clump it up. And then the juice, I'm sure that if I even put it in a jar and leave it out, one of my kids will drink it up. So not worried about the juice. I'm not going to try to dehydrate it today. I do want to try one day, but I'm not going to do it today because it's been sitting and they're super, super juicy in here. So I just feel like that would take forever. Okay, I'm over in the corner where I have my dehydrator, and I'm going to empty out what's left of the apple crisp. We already, like I said, went through like a tray and a half at lunchtime. So I'm just going to take the rest and put them in some of these jars, upcycled jars that we had. I think these at one point had like maybe pasta sauce or something in them. But because we're going through it so quickly, and my husband will probably want to take some to work to snack on, I'm just going to put them in here. I'm not going to worry about like vacuum sealing the jars or anything like that because we're going through them, like I said, pretty quick. So I'm going to put them in here, and then I'm going to put the radishes on. There's just a tiny bit that from those couple, but I don't want to waste it. And I think I've never tried dehydrating radishes. I've never tried dehydrating in a lot of things, but I brought the dehydrator out the other day, and now I'm like, ooh, what else can I throw on here? So that's kind of been. So it's kind of been a fun adventure to throw stuff on here. So since we typically eat the radishes with soup, I think it'll work out fine because it kind of works as a garnish. And then once we throw it in the soup, that broth should like reconstitute it and bring that flavor back. I'm hoping that's the case. We'll see. So I'm just dumping the apples in here. Okay, and I just went ahead and I shredded the chicken for dinner. It is pretty much cooked all the way through, but I wanted to get it shredded in case it wasn't, but also to get the flavoring on all the pieces of the chicken this way. It smells so good, but it did call for sugar in here, and I didn't add that in yet because I had it on high. So I'm going to I switched this over to low. I'm going to go ahead and put in the sugar. The recipe calls for, I think it's 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm not going to put that much in right now. I feel like that's an awful lot. So this, I probably put in like a 1/4 cup because that was a 1/2 cup and I did halfways. And I'm going to give it a stir. And then with dinner, I'll probably make some like mashed potatoes. I think would go really great with this. And I think we have green beans too. So that's what we'll have for dinner. I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know I didn't end up cleaning the kitchen today, which is kind of what I said I was going to do, that I was going to tidy up the kitchen and put away things. I ended up just kind of cleaning out the fridge and making sure that we saved our scraps best we could, and just kind of made use of what we had on hand. I was really trying to save our leftovers. I probably need a better way to say that besides save our scraps, but I'm not really sure how. I don't know, it's not coming to me. It's too late in the day. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope this video was somewhat useful or entertaining. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below if you like these kinds of videos, and if you aren't already, maybe consider joining our little YouTube family and subscribing. Thanks again.
Okay. What is the elephant's favorite vegetable?
What is the elephant's favorite vegetable? What?
Squash!
Squash. Oh, it's so funny. Sheldon felt that.